Alright, good evening ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Ultimate Dirt TV. Tonight the Australian Speedway League Super Late Models in action here at Lanier National Speedway. We got qualifying underway right now. And there is 3 minutes of qualifying. Each driver will get 2 laps around Lanier National Speedway. And then we'll get set into some heat racing competition here very, very shortly. It's going to be hard to keep track of all the drivers so far that are going to be able to go out there and turn a lap time, so we'll cover as much as we can. And Joel Berkeley on screen going quick time here this evening with a 13.774. In the Transport Equipment Hire car number 7, it's Trent Gosley. Bob King sits second quick with a 13.827. Shannon Jordan third quick with a 13.936. Lachlan Smith with a 13.957. Last week's winner in the sweep, taking a sweep, both midget and sprint car race, is Brett Jr. Morris, fifth quick with a 13.960. Also picked up the win at Knoxville a couple of weeks ago as well. Sitting position 5, Zach Phelan, Brenton Hobson, Marcus Kaniska, Jock Goodyear and Nathan Clark rounding out the top 10 at the moment. Harry Edwards on screen, and the New Zealand Sim Racing has a media speed noting cut of a 66. Just quickly while we got time, I'm going to have a look at the points at the moment going into tonight's finale for the Super Late Models. Just a 4-week series, and I can tell you that Joel Berkeley is on top of the point stand. He's on 734 points. Obviously Joel going quick time here this evening so far. Bob King sits second in points, just 9 points behind Joel Berkeley, and Bob King also second quick in qualifying. Cam Taylor third in the point. I'm not sure if Cam is here tonight. It doesn't look like it. 35 cars taking a time, and that'll put us into heat racing competition. We'll have 4 heat races here this evening. Top 4 going through. We'll take a look at our SETI Group Holdings starting grid. Starting on the pole, heat race number 1, tonight's fastest qualifier and your points leader. It's going to be the 9 of Joel Berkeley. To his outside, it's the 9.11 of Lachlan Smith. Inside row number 2, in car number 11, it's Josh Harm. To his outside, it's the 25 of Nathan Clark. Inside row number 3, car number 46, in the New Zealand Sim Racing entry, it's going to be Aaron Humble. To his outside in position number 6 in car number 66. I feel like he's been here once or twice before. It's Harry Edwards. Inside row number 4, starting position 7 in car number 91. It's Jared Esteen. To his outside, starting out of position number 8 in car number 16. It's Kane Blair. Running shotgun to back of this 9-car field in the 113. It's Brenton West. And we're going to go green flag racing next time by here at Lanier National Speedway. 0.38 of a mile of a racetrack. It's short, it's tight, and there's going to be some fantastic racing hopefully here this evening. Pace truck is in, green flag is out, and we're underway for the finale of the Australian Speedway League Super Late Models, and already going 3 wide into turns 1 and 2. Clark, Harmon, Humble. For a moment, Humble was on his inside. Smith with a slide job on Berkeley. Now Berkeley going to come back at him at the race lead. Opening lap belongs to Berkeley. Clark and Harm is upside down. Now no yellows in tonight's heat racing action. Oh, slider there from Smith on Berkeley. There was a little contact as they went into 3 and 4. Berkeley now trying to run down your race leader, Lachlan Smith, in the 9.11. Third place, Harry Edwards, followed by his teammate Aaron Humble. They ride third and fourth at the moment. Rounding up the top 5 in the 91 is Jared Steen. Berkeley inside outside trying to find a way around Lachlan Smith here in the opening heat race of the night. Berkeley gone up top in turns 1 and 2. Trying to get a run on Smith on the exit of turn 2 down the back straight away. Nearly pulling alongside even the number 9 and the 911. Smith now has to keep it down low rather than driving it out to the wall. Berkeley got to his outside and Berkeley's going to make a pass for the lead on the outside of the racetrack. Battle is on. TTL versus SSR and Berkeley. Shutting the door into turns number 1 and 2. Berkeley back to the front. Smith in second. Edwards still in third. 4th is Humble. 5th is now going to be Nathan Clark on the outside. Go back to Jared Steen, Brenton West. And the 16 of Kane Blair. Josh Harm, unfortunately, ending upside down. We'll see him later on in the B main tonight. 2 laps to go for your race leader and your points leader of the championship so far. Looking to start on the pole for tonight's main event. The white flag is out. 1 lap to go for Berkeley. Driving right through the slick in turns 1 and 2. Doing the same in 3 and 4. Checkers are out. Berkeley getting the job done. Starting on the pole for tonight's feature. Smith grabs 2nd. Edwards 3rd. Humble 4th. 5th Clark 16th. 7 West. Blair in 8th. 9th was Josh Harm. Let's take a look at our city group holding starting grid for heat race number 2. In car number 51, starting on pole, running 2nd in the Super Late Model points. Going into the finale tonight, it's the 51 of Bob King. To his outside, picked up a feature win at the Knoxville Raceway the last time the Super Late Models were in action. In car number 94, it's Brett Jr. Morris. Inside, row number 2 in car number 55, it's Marcus Kanitzka. To his outside, that's the 78 of John Schultz. Your 3rd row on the inside in car number 71 in the Gavin Sadler Racing entry, it's Gavin Sadler. To his outside in car number 32, it's Callan Arthur at a position number 6. Your 7th starting position belongs to the 26 of David Sanford. Alongside him in car number 7 out of position 8, it's Trent Gosley. Starting out of position 9 and the 9th and final starter in tonight's 2nd heat of the night in car number 21, it's Troy Price. He gets set for another 10 laps of Super Late Models action here at the Lanier National Speedway. Reminder, we are live on Facebook, Twitch, and also YouTube as well. All the links are in the description. Heat number 2. Green. Winner starts outside pole of tonight's main event. Oh, King with a slider and checks up a few of the drivers at the back. Schultz involved and Callan Arthur's involved. Gosley's involved. Sanford, well, it was caught up on Gosley there. And that gives Bob King the race lead in the opening lap. Brett Morris now in the 94. Trying to come back after it. No yellows in tonight's heat race. Gosley, well, not happy with how things have gone so far. So decides to take the car off the racetrack. And we'll see Gosley in a B main. The B main is going to be tough to make it through to the main event top 4. Going straight on through. We take 20 cars here this evening. You're watching on screen the 55 of Marcus Kanitzka in 2nd spot. Followed in by a couple of car lengths is the 94 of Brett Jr. Morris. At this rate, Morris is going to start about 10th in tonight's main event. If he can get this position, he will start position 6. So this one spot is essentially 2 rows, 4 positions. King, your race leader, 6 down, 4 to go here in heat race number 2. Kaniska in second. Third is still Brett Jr. Morris. Fourth is John Schultz. Brett Jr. Morris into the wall. He loses a ton of ground. He won't lose any positions though. And the 21 of Troy Price, who started position 9, sitting in 5th spot at the moment, but he's 1 spot out of a transfer. As we watch John Schultz in the 78 trying to hang on to that 4th and final transfer spot here with just 2 laps to go around the 3/8 of a mile racetrack, Lanier National Speedway. Half a lap to go for your race leader, Bob King, and well, he will start outside the front row for tonight's main event. He has got the difficult task of trying to pick up the win from Joel Berkeley. Second was Marcus Kaniska, Brett Jr. Morris, John Schultz, Troy Price, Gavin Sadler, David Sanford, Callan Arthur, and Trent Gosley. Now, the season's points so far, how they work. 80 points for the top qualifier. Points drop for positions are 1 for qualifying. Your heat win, you'll get 20 points, so still a lot of points on offer here for tonight. So at the moment, Berkeley leads. Well, he leads by 9. They both got the heat win, so he'll lead by 10. So Berkeley, if he finishes 4th or better, he will clinch the title as long as Bob King wins it. Let's take a look at our City Group Holdings starting grid for heat race number 3. On the pole for heat race number 3 in the TTL Esports number 3 car, it's Lewis Hewitt. To his outside, the 49 in the SSR, it's Zachary Phelan. Inside, row number 2 in caliber 67 in New Zealand Sim Racing entry, it's Brayton Davis, and to his outside, it's the 13 of Matt McCutcheon. Billy Ryan starts out of position number 5, out of position 6. It's Dale Grother. Jake Maloney starts out of position 7. Anthony Bland out of position 8. And George Fullerton out of position number 9.
Green, green, green.
The penultimate heat of the night. Green flag is out and we're underway here at Lanier again. 3 wide, 4 wide off of turn number 2 if you don't mind. Look at the battle. There's 4 wide into turns 3 and 4. Man, this is a chaotic start to the 3rd heat race of the night. Grother and the 13 of McCutcheon. There was a little contact going into turns number 1 and 2. Remember, top 4 go on. 3 wide, Davison, Phelan, and Billy Ryan on the low side of the racetrack. Grother trying to make his way into the top 5. He's just fallen back to 6th right now. Matt McCutcheon gets up to position number 5. Look at Maloney trying to run the outside of the racetrack through turns 3 and 4. Ryan in the 33, that 4th and final car to make it into the show directly from the heat races right now. Trying to pass Brayton Davison in the 67. Davison on the top side of the racetrack. Oh, Billy Ryan, a little mistake. Grother gets cut off there by McCutcheon. And Grother loses a little bit of time. But now here comes McCutcheon on Ryan on the outside through turns 3 and 4. Track has certainly got multiple grooves. McCutcheon trying to shut the door on Ryan into turns number 1 and 2. Halfway home in the penultimate heat race of the night. Hello, Robbie Andrew. Ryan dominating down on the corner of turn 4. Trying to get the speed and momentum back up as he tries to make the pass on Matt McCutcheon. Davison and Phelan still going at it, but man, the battle is on for the 4th spot right now. Billy Ryan back up to position number 4. McCutcheon desperately trying everything on the outside of the racetrack. Now he dives down low. Well, the use of the fender on the right side panel of that 13 car made sure that it didn't miss the 33 going into turns 3 and 4. And Billy Ryan really moves you up the racetrack without actually touching him. 1 to go. This time by your race leader Hewitt. 3/8 of a mile left. Zachary Phelan in second. Third is Braden Davison. Fourth is Billy Ryan. What will McCutcheon do on the final turn? He goes to the outside. Can he get a run? Hewitt gets the win. Second goes to Phelan Davison. Third and fourth went to Billy Ryan. Matt McCutcheon, Dale Grother, Jake Maloney, George Fulton and Anthony Bland. Whoo boy, what a race. Heat race number 4, the final heat race of the night. We'll take a look at our City Group Holdings starting grid. Starting on the pole in the car number 2, it's Shannon Jordan. To his outside, starting out of position 2 in car number 88, it's Brenton Hobson. Inside, row number 2 in the 14, it's Jock Goodyear. To his outside, the 015 of Darren Lord out of position number 4. Out of position 5, in car number 41, it's James Robbie. To his outside, in the JR Productions and Media. Car number 5, it's James Rice. Inside, row number 4, in car number 61, out of position 7, it's Bryce Kenyon. And our final starter in the final heat race of the night, in car number 75, out of position 8, it's Zach Calderwood. A reminder, we are live on our Facebook page, facebook.com/UltimateDirtTV. We're also live on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/UltimateDirtTV. You can watch it 1080p on YouTube, 720p on Facebook. And we're also live on twitch.tv/XX_wheels_TVXX. 1080p on Twitch as well.
Green, green, green.
Green flag is out. Final heat race of the night. And a little bit more of an easy start, I should say. Not so much of a frantic issue going into turns 1 and 2 on lap number 1. Unlike the previous heat race where we've seen 3 and 4 wide. Hobson on the bottom side, Goodyear on the outside of James Robbie in turn number 3 and 4. Goodyear in 4th, make that 3rd as they went across the line. It wasn't by much. Goodyear picks up 3rd. Hobson in 2nd, Robbie back to 4th. And your race leader, Shannon Jordan in the 2 car. And watch your race leader through turns number 3 and 4 right now. 4 laps complete here in the final heat race of the night. Hobson trying to track down your race leader. The winner of this one will start position 4 in tonight's main event. 2nd will start 8th. 3rd is going to start 12th. And 4th will start 16th. So yeah, these guys might have a direct transfer. But they're going to start a fair way back. And with this tough field on hand for the Super Late Models tonight, it's certainly going to be a tough crowd. And trying to make some moves early on. Jordan with just 3 laps to go this time by out of turn number 4, running the bottom side of the racetrack. Although keep an eye on the 88, who's starting to close the gap on your race leader, running the top side of the racetrack. So we're going to have a battle here for the race lead in the closing stages of this race. Although Hobson goes to the bottom into turn number 3 and 4. Hobson trying any line possible to get around the outside of the 2 car of Shannon Jordan. But Jordan just doing what Jordan does best and just continuing to roll through this heat race and get a direct transfer into tonight's main event. And man, wouldn't he just love to pick up one of these ones? Half a lap to go here at the 3/8 of a mile racetrack through turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Heat racing competition. Shannon Jordan gets the win. 2nd, Brenton Hobson. Jock Goodyear home in 3rd. 4th went to the 41 of James Robbie. And our B-main guys, Darren Lord, James Rice, Zach Calderwood, and Bryce Kenyon. Up next, there are 2 B-main. And they will be 12 laps each. The top 2 will transfer to the back of the main event. So B-main 1, if you win that one, you will start 17th. You come 2nd, you will start 18th. B-main number 2 will start position at 19th and 20th as well. So let's take a look at our SETI Group holdings. Starting grid for tonight's B main. On the pole for the opening B main number 1 in car number 25, it's Nathan Clark, who is outside the 13 of Matt McCutcheon. At a position 3, car number 91 of Jared Steen. At a position 4, it's the 24 of Dale Grother. At a position 5, the 113 of Brenton West. At a position 6, the 29 of Jake Maloney. At a position 7, the 16 of Kane Blair. At a position 8, the 500 of George Fullerton. And keep an eye on this guy to go forward in this one, starting at a position 9 in car number 11. He went, I believe it would have been 9th quick heel this evening. It's the 11 of Josh Harm. B main number 1. 12 laps the distance. You got to get it done. No yellows in preliminary racing action. Yellows in the main event, however. Hopefully, we can have what we've had in the first 3 weeks of racing here on the Super Late models. And that is some great, fantastic racing in tonight's main event. Grother, mate, trying to make it 3 wide. And, well, let's just say he's trying to get into second spot already. And Harvey's lucky if he can get it done because, well, it's cutthroat. And the top 2 are going to be continuing their run in tonight's Super Late Model finale. A lot of the drivers running the bottom side of the racetrack. No one game enough to go upstairs, although I say that in the first car. Kane Blair on the 16, trying to make it work up there. The 91 of Jared Steen now searching for something on the top side of the racetrack. Josh Harm, unfortunately, unable to make any sort of progress at the moment. He's only been able to pick up 1, now picks up 2 spots as he moves into position number 7. As we keep an eye on the battle for the final transfer spot. Matt McCutcheon in the 13 has it at the moment. Dale Grother on the outside looking in. Tonight after this one we'll have the 1RC Midgets in action here around Lanier National Speedway for their second round of the series. There's Nathan Clark out in front all by himself. 5 down, 7 to go in B main number 1. Steen, West, and also Josh Harmer having a good tussle there for 4th, 5th, and 6th. Grother still the first car. That's not going to make it into the show, so he would like to get a spot in tonight's main event. He now goes to the middle of 1 and 2. We'll see what Grother can do in the Speedflow car. He just hasn't had that car painted up just yet in the Oz Sim Racing number 24. 7 complete, 5 to go. Make that 4 to go. And you just see the 11 slowly starting to sneak up towards your top 5. And, well, he picks up position number 4, Steen. And Harm, they have a little contact, a little bit of a tussle on the front straightaway. And here comes the 11. I think he may just run out of laps. He's certainly got the car speed. But this battle right now between Grother and McCutcheon. Grother unable to make any sort of pass. He's trying to stick a nose in into turn number 3 and 4. And with 2 laps to go, now you bring in the 11. And Grother now. Well, trying to use those fenders on the inside. Here comes Hum on the outside. You leave an inch. He's going to take a mile. He's through the middle of turns 3 and 4. Oh my, Josh Harm, take a bow if you get this spot. He had it at the line. This is going to be a great last lap, Harm. He's clear of McCutcheon into turns 3 and 4. What a drive, Josh Harm. Take a bow. Nathan Clark with the winner. Superb drive from the 25. But how about Josh Harm? He got past Steen and with 3.5 to go. He had the challenge of running down McCutcheon and Grother. And he gets the job done in the final lap. Nathan Clark and Josh Harm continue their run in the Super Late Model finale here at Lanier National Speedway. B main number 2. Let's take a look at our SETI Group holdings starting grid. On the pole, B-main number 2, car number 21 of Troy Price. To his outside, it's the 015 of Darren Lord. Inside second row, car number 71 of Gavin Sadler. To his outside, it's the 5 in the JR Productions Media of James Rice. Inside, run number 3, car number 26 of David Sanford. To his outside, it's the 75 of Zach Calderwood out of position 6. Starting 7th in B-main number 2 in car number 32, it's Callan Arthur. At a position 8, it's the 61 of Bryce Kenyon. At a position 9, it's the 7 of Trent Gosley. And the 57 of Anthony Bland starts position number 10. 12 more laps on the board before we get into tonight's main event here at Lanier National Speedway with the finale of the Super Late Models. Just 4 weeks their series. Who will be crowned champion? Will it be Berkeley or King? They are 1 and 2 in points.
Green, green, green.
And they are 1 and 2 in tonight's main event. Green flag is out and we are underway. Well, contact Sadler. He is gone from the front to the back. Arthur and Rice side by side for 3rd and 4th right now. Rice might need to take a page out of Harmy's book, although Arthur comes up the racetrack. I wouldn't say blocks him, but takes his line away in 1 and 2. Arthur a little out of shape there. Now here comes Gosley on the inside of Rice. Rice trying to wheel and deal that machine into the main event tonight. 3 wide. Gosley, Arthur and Rice going into turn number 3 and 4. Rice on the top side. Arthur through the middle. And Gosley down low. Rice, he backs out of the throttle as the cars were making contact off the exit of turn number 4. Calderwood in the 75 trying to get on by Rice at the moment, but at the moment it's Troy Price and Darren Lord battle on for the race lead. Here comes Lord on the outside. This is for starting spots 19 and 20 in tonight's main event. Lord in the 015 up on the top side of the racetrack. Price down low. Lord is your new race leader. 5 down, 7 to go. And what we are seeing so far here this evening, we are seeing multiple grooves on the bottom, through the middle, and on the top side of the racetrack. Arthur in the 32 now trying to make something happen up top. He's still got 6 laps to go to try and get by the 21 of Troy Price. There is more than enough time for the 32 to make it work. Honda cheering on Pricey. Pricey in the second and final transfer spot on the bottom side of the racetrack in that 21 machine. Can he hang on? Coming to 4 to go. Around the 3/8 of a mile, Lanier National Speedway. Arthur, he is starting to motor and try and gather momentum. And there's every chance that Arthur may just steal this one away from him, kind of like what Harmy did in the previous B-main on McCutcheon and Grother. Although Price not giving up the fight just yet. Still continues to run the bottom side, gets a little tight off of turn 2. And now leaves the door open for Callan Arthur on the bottom side of the racetrack, side by side for the final transfer spot. Price has it, still. Lord, your race leader, very impressed by the 015 at the moment. Coming to 1 to go this time by. Arthur, one final time to try and make something happen to get into tonight's show. Price up top in 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway for the final time. Arthur's going to throw it in there. He's going to keep it on the bottom side. Darren Lord, your winner. He will start position 19. And Troy Price hangs on. And he will start position number 20. Arthur home in 3rd. Gosley, Rice, Calderwood, Sadler, Sanford, Bland, and Bryce Kenyon all miss out. 20 cars. Let's take a look at our City Group Holdings starting grid for tonight's 50 lapper. Starting on the pole in car 9, it's Joel Berkeley. To his outside, the 51 of Bob King. At a position 3, the 3 of Lewis Hewitt. To his outside, it's the 2 of Shannon Jordan.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Out of position 5, it's the 911 of Lachlan Smith. Out of position 6, the 55 of Marcus Konecka. Out of position 7, the 49, Zachary Phelan. Out of position 8, it's the 88 of Brenton Hobson. Out of position 9, the 66 of Harry Edwards. Out of position 10, the 94 of Brett Jr. Morris. Brayton Davison lined up out of 11, Jock Goodyear out of 12, Aaron Humble 13, John Schultz 14. 15th is Billy Ryan, James Robbie 16th, 17th Nathan Clark, 18th Josh Harm, 19th Darren Lord, and Troy Price. 50 laps on the board for tonight's main event. It all comes down to this. Berkeley v King. Who will pick up the Super Late Model portion of the championship for the Australian Speedway League? We find out in 50 laps time.
Green flag.
We go green here at Lanier. Well, there might have been a hit to 4 wide to the middle of the pack right now, but almost 4 wide again. We're still 3 wide. Deep in this field. Oh no!
Yellow flag is out.
Yellow flag is out. Edwards getting a little bit of a helping hand from teammate Brayton Davison. Let's take a look at our Colby's Eye Paints instant replay. Keep an eye on the 66. He checked up and got into the back of the 94 of Brett Jr. Morris. And, well, Davison didn't check up in time. And brings on our first caution of the night. Well, let us know who you're going for. Well, Thomas, I hope everything's A-okay in the hospital. Cheering on Troy Price from the back. And Shannon Jordan started out of position 4. See if those guys can, well, hopefully get the win for you. It's going to be a tough job, to say the least. So let us know in the Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch chat who you're cheering for. So unfortunately, these green flag laps, these yellows, will count towards the total number of laps here this evening. Pace truck is in.
Green flag.
Green flag is back out and we're underway. 45 to go. Humble trying to put the big moves on Jock Goodyear into turns 1 and 2. So look up towards the front of the field. Bob King, your new race leader, into turns 1 and 2. Now remember, if Bob King wins this, Berkeley, if he finishes 4th or better, he clinches the championship. If he finishes 5th, we have a tie. If he finishes 6th or worse, Bob King will get the win. It all comes back down to points. King through the bottom of 3 and 4. Berkeley through the middle. Berkeley got a run, got off out of the break from getting into the back of the 51. They race off a turn number 2, and yellow flag is out again. He's trying to find a culprit here. Oh, the 55, there we go. Marcus Konecka in the 55. We take a look at our Colby's Eye Paints instant replay. There may have been a hint of net code there. Let's take a look from the blimp point of view. Cameras all over the racetrack here. Oh no, Hobbo just got into the back of it. Konecka came up and Hobson just carrying a fair bit of speed. Didn't check up in time. Lights are out. 12 complete when we go back to green flag conditions here. 38 remain. 2 cautions already. I don't think we've seen any more than 3 cautions in the main event so far for the super late models. Let's see if these guys can get a good period of green flag laps here at Lanier. We know it's a tight track and, well, it's short track racing. Humble, Goodyear, Davison, Morris is in there as well. They all know Goodyear. Oh, wow, how close was that? 4 wide there as they gather it back up. Humble and Goodyear. Robbie now on the inside of Goodyear as he picks up that position of John Schultz now. He gets by Goodyear, going into 1 and 2. Goodyear falling back to about 15th spot at the moment. Jordan now trying to fight on the inside of Lachlan Smith. This is before than 5th, so Jordan into a top 5 now. Looking for 4th. But one of the best, Lachlan Smith. Keeping it locked on the bottom side of the racetrack. Look at your race leader there, Bob King and Joel Berkeley running 1st and 2nd, Lewis Hewitt in 3rd. Just listen to how much these guys are off the throttle through the turns as they go through the slick part of the racetrack at both ends of this track. Well, we're not seeing a cushion develop or anything like that on the top of the racetrack. These cars are happy to roll through the bottom as they come back to throttle control. Davison, Harmy. Harmy started position 18, I think it was. He's now worked his way up into a top 10. Davison and Morris now. Off for turn number 2. Morris he's got the run. Davison shut the door on Harmy. A great 3-wide battle here for our 8th, 9th and 10th spot on the racetrack. Harmy continues to work the low side. We go back a fair distance. Back to Gavin Sadler, Nathan Clark, Aaron Humble as well. I dare say our top 10 well, they're cleared away from the rest of the field. And now, one lap car, the first one is going to be Marcus Knitska in the 55. 22 complete, 28 to go. Berkeley all over the back of the 51 into turns 3 and 4. Hewitt back there in 3rd as well. Berkeley, I think, is a little bit quicker right now. He's just having a tough time getting around the 51 of King. King's not doing anything wrong. He's running his own race as he tries to negotiate around the lap car of the 55 of Marcus Knitska. Braden Davison, the first car to go a couple of laps down. Brett Jr. Morris as well. Oh, he's there. Josh Harm also going a lap down there. Oh, wow, the slide jobs. Check up, boys. Oh, this is our leaders too. Oh, woo. We're going to look at our Colby's iPads instant replay here. As there was an absolute parking lot in turns 3 and 4. Let's see what happened. Oh, Clark got into the back of Robbie. Davison was already around. Humble came through the 33 of Billy Ryan. You see just coming into the bottom of your screen. Man, King. He may have... Well, there was definitely contact. Let's go on board here with Bob King. Now, we're not going to have enough time to have a look at more replays of this. Just watch. Oh man, that was close. Whew. Too close for comfort. 28 complete as we come past the start-finish line this time. So when we get the green flag next time by, 29 down and 21 to go. A reminder, we're not done with after this one. We'll have the 1RC Midgets for their 2nd round of the series. And we come back to Lanier National Speedway. We'll have a new stream link on Facebook along with our new stream on Twitch and YouTube as well. So make sure, if you haven't done so already, go like these social media pages. They're in the description here on Facebook. Clark, the lap car, now trying to get out of the way of your leaders. Right, sorry, your third place runner, and on backwards right now. Lewis Stewart in third. The way they finish, if Bob King wins this one and Berkeley, as I said earlier on, if he's sitting and finishes in second spot behind King, Berkeley will clinch the championship. So essentially, well, we're 18.5 laps away from crowning one of these drivers victorious in the championship. To make their way through turns 3 and 4 right now, running different lines. Berkeley through the middle, more so on the top of the racetrack. And Bob King, he's down low. Looking to pick up his first late model win of the series. He led a couple of weeks ago at Knoxville before a late mistake in the race cost him a win. 15 to go this time by off of turn number 4. And it's King still leading from Berkeley, and Hewitt rounding out the top 3. Lachlan Smith in 4th. Shannon Jordan still in 5th. Zachary Phelan, Josh Harm in 7th. Then we go back to Brendan Hobson, Jock Goodyear, and John Schultz rounding out the top 10. Battle for the race lead is on right now into turn number 1 and 2. Berkeley on the low side. King on the top side of the racetrack into 3 and 4, side by side. Throttle control at its finest. These guys literally rolling through the slick. Nearly contact off of turn 2. These guys, they are running very close together right now. Now, one little mistake and one small little contact could ruin not only the night, but could also ruin the championship for one of these drivers. And these drivers are racing hard for it. King gets back the lead. And Berkeley, King goes back to the bottom. Berkeley goes back to the middle of the racetrack. And Lewis Hewitt, you can just see him. He's stalking like a fat kid on a cupcake, just waiting for someone to drop the ball. If you look through the rest of the field right now, and well, we're fairly spread out except for what we have our top 3. That's your top 3 on screen. Less than 9, or now 9 to go. Less than a heat race distance, and Berkeley back up the inside of Bob King through turns 3 and 4. Look how straight he is keeping that car. Almost contact again off the exit of turn 4. Berkeley wisely just backing out of the throttle a little bit. And King, he's got it by half a car length into 3 and 4. They still race side by side. And Hewitt now closing in on your race leaders. But what these guys might not realise is they are starting to catch lap traffic fairly quickly. Well, it's just the one car, and it's Billy Ryan, who happens to be on the top side of the racetrack. So it might not affect these guys too much, but it could be at a point where, well, it might just cost one of these guys the lead. I don't think it's going to cost them the championship. As we're coming to 5 laps to go, off for turn number 4, Bob King, your race leader from Joel Berkeley, and Lewis Hewitt in 3rd. They now single file through turn. Oh, Berkeley, a little trouble there. Got tight, got off the gas, and well, somehow he regathered it back to a stable condition right now. Although with 4 laps to go, surely Berkeley's going to be thinking about the championship right now. Thinking if I can just hang on to 2nd. He's got it all but in the bag. 3 laps to go. Does he try and put the pressure on? He's been putting the pressure on for the last 20 laps. Berkeley into the wall. King goes up top, leaves the door open for Berkeley again. Into 3 and 4. 2 laps is upon us right now. There, that was close at the start-finish line. Dead heat across the line. You can see it on the ticker. And Berkeley to the race lead. But here comes King with a slide job off of turn number 4. The white flag is out. 1 lap around Lanier. Berkeley and King race side by side. King with a big aggressive slider into 3 and 4. Berkeley's going to dive it back to the low side. Oh man, what a race. A drag race off the line, and King gets it. King wins, but Berkeley, he gets the championship. What a finish that was. Let's take a look at our City Group Holdings finishing results. Coming home with the win in car number 51, it's Bob King. Home in second is Joel Berkeley. Third went to Lewis Hewitt. Lachlan Smith in fourth. In fifth from 18th, the 11th of Josh Harm. Man, he had some speed. Home in sixth was Zachary Phelan. Seventh, Jock Goodyear, Shannon Jordan. Back to eighth. Ninth, Brenton Hobson, John Schultz in 10th. We go over the screen. We have a look at 11th place. Troy Price, Aaron Humble in 12th. 13th was Darren Lord. Billy Ryan in 14th. 15th was Nathan Clark. 16th, Marcus Kaninskas. 17th was Harry Edwards. 18th, Brett Junior Morris. 19th was Brayton Davison, and James Robbie rounded out the 20-car field. Well, we'll be able to get a chat with our top three here. I'm just going to go back a fair way so we can get some replays here, and we'll bring in our third place driver for tonight. Home in third is the 3 of Lewis Hewitt. Lewis, congratulations on third. I mean, this racetrack was black slick, and you guys were able to move around it. Our third place, it's nothing to hang your head down about.
Yeah, third's quite good there. I was just sort of happy sitting behind Joel and Bob there. They're battling for a championship, and I didn't want to interfere with that. So yeah, just cruised around behind them, and yeah, come away with the third. It's nice.
There was a couple of times where I thought they were going to get together. I mean, you pretty much had the best seat in the house to, not only watch the battle for the race lead, but a battle for the championship as well. I mean, it must have been good seeing your teammate up there battling for the championship, but he didn't get it done. But I mean, it's not about him; it's about you at the moment.
Yeah, it was good racing between them. So it was nice to sit there and watch that, and yeah, just happy to cruise around. The track was really good. I think there was a few different lanes you could run, and yeah, that was fun.
Throttle control must have been fairly high tonight. You really had to get off the gas, and being able to roll through the slick like that, it didn't sound like the cars were revving all that much.
Yeah, that's it. I think the fast line for me was just half throttle, 3/4 throttle, just cruising around, keeping the tires not spinning, and yeah, that was it.
Well done on third here, but before we get out of here again, I'm sure there's a lot of people you want to thank.
Yeah, as always, TTL Esports, our supporters, Ultimate Dirt TV, Hyper Stimulators, Down Under Graphics, Tie Designs, Ash Media, Harm Tune Suspension. Yeah, thanks to all those guys, and thank you.
All right, there we go. Lewis Hewitt, home in third. Home in second tonight in car number 9. He almost had it. Joel Berkeley. Joel, congratulations on second. What are the feelings right now?
I might have won the championship. I'm quite disappointed. I felt like I had the fastest car in that race, hands down, but it happened. So yeah,
this track very tough to pass on, but there was definitely a couple of grooves that you guys were able to move around on the racetrack and battle for I think almost nearly 30 odd laps again.
Yeah, there was plenty of grooves on the track to race there, but I don't know. It's just I was patient the whole race. A gap finally come across. When that gap come, it got pretty shut pretty quick on the last lap. But
looking at the point standings here, you were 9 points clear of him going into tonight. You set quick time, so you got 1 point there on him. So they brought the gap out to 10. You both picked up a heat win, so cancel that out. And he gets 4 points on you for the finishing first ahead of you while you finish second. All you need to do was finish fourth or better if he was to win. You've done that. So by my calculations, now this is not confirmed, but I believe you are the champion for the Super Late Models. I mean, what would that mean to you to pick up a Super Late Model championship here?
It's always great to pick up a championship, but yeah, it would have been nice to end it with a win. But hey, congrats to Bob on the win, and yeah, massive thanks to Gav for putting on, and yeah, it was good series, good fun series.
How much were you on and off the throttle tonight, especially in the corners? I mean, I asked Lewis this question. I mean, you guys weren't revving the cars too much. You weren't sort of spinning the tires or buzzing the tires in the corners. I mean, how much throttle control were you guys actually using in the corners?
Yeah, I was off the throttle quite a lot. anywhere I was just trying to make a gap come across and just waited patiently. And yeah, I wouldn't even been half throttled most of the race. So yeah.
All right, well, look, well done on second here tonight, and I believe well done on the championship for the super late models. You're not done yet. We've still got the 1RC midgets to come up next. But, before you let you go and celebrate a little second place here and potentially a championship as well, I'm sure there's some people you want to thank.
Yeah, thanks for it. Massive thanks to the guys at TTO Esports, down to Graphics Academy to Speedway footage, Ultimate Dirt TV, Thigh Designs, Hyper Stimulator. Massive thanks to everyone that helps out. And yeah, been a week that we've ran a fair few late models up with picking up Dylan, but yeah, it's always good to run a different car. And yeah.
All right, well done on second, and I'm sure we'll see you in the 1RC midgets later.
Yeah, hopefully we had a bit better run than last time around, but yeah, we'll see. Hopefully we do.
There we go, Joel Berkeley home in second. Home with a win in car number 51 here this evening. Bob King. Bob, congratulations on the win here. You must be thrilled about the win. However, it's not going to be enough for a championship, I don't believe, but it's still not to take away from the great result that you had here tonight.
Yeah, no, we'll take the win tonight, but yeah, hats off to Joel. He was the better driver of the series and held on for the win.
There was a couple of times where you sort of left the door open, he stuck his nose in. You guys were able to move around on the racetrack, run side by side for quite a few laps. I mean, how tough is that on with these wider style of cars on such a small racetrack?
It is pretty difficult. I mean, if you drove the car all the better, but we sort of only jump in these things once a week for the ASL league, and yeah, sometimes it's a bit hard knowing where the car is. Like that last slider on Joel, I thought I'd just clear him, but take the front end of him. Sorry on that one, but yeah, you just do what you can sometimes.
What did you make of the track conditions here tonight? It as I said to the other guys, it was a track that definitely had multiple lines.
I think it had multiple lines, but none was really faster than the other, except for probably just off the bottom. So you really can just play roadblock if you really want to. And yeah, there wasn't. Well, I don't think the track was all that racy, to be honest.
All right, well done on the win here tonight at Lanier in the Super Late Models. I'm sure you got some sponsors you want to thank.
Yeah, the guys at Synergy Sim Racing, Trackstar Raceway, Speedway Shop in Newline, and congrats to Joel on the championship win.
All right, there we go, Bob King. Bob King, your winner here tonight in the Australian Speedway League Super Late Models. That'll do it for us here at the moment. The Super Late Model Championships is complete. 4 weeks have been run. And Joel Berkeley, unconfirmed yet, should be your winner in the Super Late Models. Bob King home in second in the championship. Third, I believe, will go to Cam Taylor, not here. Lewis Stewart finished ahead of Lachlan Smith, so Lewis should get that one in third. So your podium tonight is the way they should finish the podium in the championship standings. The 1RC midgets still to come here at Lanier National Speedway, live right here on Ultimate Dirt TV. We're live on Twitch, YouTube, and our Facebook page. So if you haven't done so already, make sure you like, follow, subscribe to the social media pages. And we'll be back in just a few moments' time for the 1RC Midget Series here at Lanier, the second round of the series.